we need to clarify the value and the impact of our contribution to public service broadcasting. This will have some surprising and at times, I dare say, painful consequences. I have suggested, above all, a channel that is constantly restless, seeking the new pastures, radical in the sense that we are never settled with the status quo, even of our own devising. So with this in mind, I'd like to outline some specific initiatives that will happen from today. We feel we need to spend less on acquired programming. The costs have spiralled and the return is not as great as it used to be. That is why we spent far less in Los Angeles this year than we did last. We deliberately saved some £10 million, which can immediately be transferred into new homegrown commissions for Channel 4. With this sort of money, we can even open up new slots to make ambitious, well-funded programmes. Next year, we'll do the same again and try and spend even less on Hollywood's output. Secondly, we need to help reinvigorate the independent sector. It's been through the usual commercial cycle. Consolidation has meant that the extant companies are strong and wise. The creative naivety of the early days has passed. We're heading, if we're not careful, for a replica of the USA, just the studios and a few massive indies. We at Channel 4 can help avoid this, and we should. We can earmark slots and funds for new companies. We can take greater risks. Spending more money is half the job, but who we spend that money with is also important. And so we intend that no less than 20% of the production companies we work with will have a turnover of less than £2 million a year. This should help foster new companies, allow new entrants into the market, and hopefully encourage a different type of programme to flourish alongside the output of our tried and tested production companies. Thirdly, there's nowhere more important in the Channel 4 schedule than 9 o'clock. We've been fantastically successful here for the last few years, and a consequence of this success has been the easy choice of the returning series. If a show does 3 million viewers, is well made and inventive, who wouldn't reorder it? Well, I believe it's time to be brutal with some much-loved shows that have been around for a while, in order, once again, to make way for the new. So at the moment, in the schedule for the first 6 months of next year, there is not a single returning series at 9 o'clock. Actually, there is one, I've just remembered one. There's Grand Designs, yes. I'm not a psychopath, I'm not going to cut everything. What other channel would get anywhere near that kind of commitment to the new? Let me be clear, this means moving out hit shows like Celebrity Big Brother in the belief that we will find new and exciting programmes. That's about 30 hours of peak time up for grabs in January alone. Our highest rating programme will move to E4 to allow Channel 4 to experiment with the new documentaries, new forms of educational programmes, not just the next factual entertainment hit, though that would be nice. A consequence of these decisions means that our ratings will almost certainly fall. But then look around you. Everybody's ratings are falling. The alternative is more of the same, and that's just not what the channel is about. New programmes from new producers, new programmes from some older producers. Do not be surprised if Channel 4's share of viewing begins with an 8. I'm prepared for this and strongly believe it is the right thing to do. It's much better to be an interesting channel at 8% than a less interesting one at 10. The portfolio share will remain high, but the risks must be taken by the main channel. We should be about the same size as BBC Two, but have about 3 times as many young viewers just to keep us relevant.